You are now listening to Me, Myself, and Love, the podcast. Finally, a space where your world revolves around you. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Me, Myself, and Love, the podcast. It's daytime today. We're doing well. Things are good. Midweek. I hope you guys are doing amazing. If you've tapped into this episode, welcome. It's me, Tomison, or Tommy G, if we're tight like that. And I am your host for this episode, and honestly, every single episode. But yeah, I hope you're doing well. On today's episode, we're going to dive into what it actually means to be quote unquote positive. Like, are you actually a positive person? Are you a negative person? Are you an optimist? Are you a pessimist? What does this look like? How does this manifest? How can we da. And you know why? Because I was doing some reflection, and I realized that I might not actually be as positive as I have thought that I am. I might not actually be this positive mindset person as much as that is who I present myself to be, and that is how I would love to live my life. So what brought me to this realization? The past week and a half or so, I've just had a lot of times where I'm thinking back, I'm thinking on my life, or like I'm scrolling on TikTok and I'm seeing content about mindset or whatever, because obviously that's my niche. So I'm just going about my day, and I come across this video. Sometimes you just come across a video that it shakes you. It makes you think. It changes things for you a little bit. And that was this video for me, where this lady, it was actually two different videos kind of talking about the same thing, but this lady was basically like, imagination is free. So why the hell would you choose to imagine things that are negative? Why would you choose to imagine the worst possible outcome for any situation that you might be in when your thoughts are literally free? And I was like, oh my God, that is crazy. And the example she gave was something so simple and like a day-to-day thing. Like, for example, if you're going to make a return at Zara, and instead of just automatically thinking, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go return it, everything's gonna be fine, you're already catastrophizing the whole thing. You're already like, oh, what if they say no? What if they, do da. Like, the automatic pattern of thinking in situations, whether small or big, is to imagine the worst possible outcome. And when she said that, why not just imagine the best possible outcome? I was like, wow, that is deep. And I found it very deep because it made me start reflecting on myself and thinking about how I think I have a very, very, very positive outlook on life. I believe that I'm also a very optimistic person. I don't know if those two things mean the same thing. They might. But I definitely have a positive outlook on life. But when it comes to the day-to-day granular things, I don't know that I'm that positive. As a matter of fact, I think I struggle with a lot of anxiety. I'm constantly thinking about one thing or the other. I'm like constantly worrying about something, and I didn't realize that translates to me not necessarily having a positive mindset. It's like if my first instinct is to automatically catastrophize something, or to automatically tap into the feeling of worry about something instead of excitement, instead of anticipation, instead of positivity, then on a day-to-day granular level, I might not necessarily have a positive mindset. And it blew my mind because this is all I talk about. Like, this is my whole I'm giving people advice and, letting people in on how I do it. And obviously this is something that is very important to me and something that I practice on a day-to-day, and something that I want every single one of you to also implement in your day-to-day, because I've seen how it has definitely changed my life. But I think the most important thing that I pulled out of that video was the fact that conditioning is everything. Me wanting to be more positive, me putting this out there, training myself, teaching myself new things, teaching myself new ways of thinking is a desire of mine. It's the new identity that I have been creating, and it's the new identity that I am creating. But it doesn't cancel out the conditioning that I've had for most of my life. Most of my life contributes to that automatic anxiety that I feel or that I experience when I have to do something new, or when I have to go somewhere new, or when I have to try something new. It's like the automatic responses are linked to how you have been conditioned since you were a little baby. And so when I listened to that video and I did the reflection and I came to the realization, I also realized that you can't blame yourself. Like, you can't blame yourself for being an anxious person. You you can't blame yourself for not being a positive person and for not being able to automatically envision the best possible outcome just because it's free. Just because it's free doesn't mean that it's easy. Just because it's free doesn't mean that it comes naturally to you. And it definitely doesn't come naturally to me. I think the most important thing, if you catch yourself and if you are one of these people like me that might be more susceptible to anxiety or might be a pessimist or might not necessarily even believe there's anything positive to be looking out for in life, the most important thing to realize is that that doesn't necessarily mean that's who you are. You are not your anxiety. You are not doomed to be a pessimist. You are not somebody that just can't be positive. That's not who you are. From the moment that you are born, you are taught how to be, you're taught how to live, you're taught how to think, and that is who has shaped you into whoever you are now, whatever that might look like. And so the difference is, do you want to put in that time? Do you want to put in that energy? Do you want to put in that effort to create a new identity and to shift your mindset and to actually think like, wow, thoughts are free. My professor always says this, but like, thoughts are cheap. You don't have to latch onto and attach yourself and identify with every single thought that comes into your head, because you can have any thoughts. You can literally choose to have any thought you want. And that is like the best and worst part about being a human being. Is like, it's really up to you. So it's just something to consider and something to think about, is that you have full control over that. And like the video said, it's free. If you take a moment every single day to tell yourself or to think better thoughts, like, okay, I put something on my story the other day. If you're not already following me, Myself in Love on Instagram, do that. But I put something on the story the other day and I was like, I just wrote on a sticky note, just as a reminder to myself, what is the best, most delusional thing that could happen today? And not even because it's something that I personally, I want to experience it or I want that, but it's literally just to train my brain to be able to think bigger, to think wider, to think more positive, to think more expansive, to just be delusional, because it doesn't matter if it doesn't happen or not. But what matters is what it does to my brain, how it expands my feelings, and I guess just my possibilities of what is possible in a positive sense rather than a negative sense. Because automatically when I wake up, most of the times, if I don't put in that effort to do my morning routine or to try to meditate or whatever it is that I do in the morning, if I don't put in that effort, I am automatically worrying. I wake up automatically thinking about, oh my goodness, what is it that I have to do? What didn't I do yesterday? Oh, my account. Oh, I need to do this for school. I'm automatically in worry mode. So it's that something as little as a sticky note reminder for me is more about what it's going to do to my mindset, what it's going to do to my brain, how it's going to help me move forward out of constantly being anxious and worried, and be able to even just enjoy the feeling of imagining something better for myself. That feeling in and of itself, honestly, so far has been really good, and so far is enough for me because I understand the benefits that I'm getting from that. So if that's something that you feel like you want to try, I definitely recommend just take a tiny post-it note somewhere that you know that you see it every day. I have mine up in my bathroom mirror because I'm always in my bathroom every morning. So somewhere that you know that you'll see, put it up there, and yeah, just remind yourself that you can imagine good things. You can feel good in your imagination. Even if your life is horrible, you can choose to, I guess this is what people mean when they say be delulu. I used to even think I was delulu. I'm not that delulu. I'm not. And like now I'm just training myself to be a little bit more delusional and to be able to believe that really out of the box things can happen for me in the best way possible. Yeah, I think that is what kind of prompted this conversation, and I feel like it also just made me realize that there's actually a difference between being a positive person, like having a positive outlook, and having a positive mindset. And I think I have fallen into the category of having a positive outlook on life. No matter what happens to me, no matter what I've been through, no matter what I experience, I always believe that everything is going to be okay. I always believe that I'll just be fine. I think that's just who I am on the inside. I don't really know. I'm very grateful for that sort of outlook on life. But then I realized that it's not necessarily the same thing as having a positive mindset. And a positive mindset is less a state of being and is more a very active process. It's something that you can train yourself to have. It's something that can be developed and grown and fostered over time. And it's something that is very intentional. It is a choice if you want to have a positive mindset or not. If you do, if you're on this journey with me, because I'm finding that positive mindset every day. I know it can be tough, especially with everything going on in the world right now. The world is such a scary place. It's so easy to just fall into despair and have no hope for the future. I totally get it. But if you're on this journey with me, then just follow along, tap into my socials, continue listening to the podcast because I will continue sharing my journey. But just a reminder that you definitely have power and you have control over every single thing that you choose to think. The beliefs that you have, you can start creating them today. And like I said, have a reminder up, whether it's a reminder in your phone, a sticky notes, maybe a video that you watch every day, to just remind yourself that imagination is free of charge. You can start to think about yourself being, doing, having anything that you want. And it doesn't matter if it happens or not, because the feeling of imagining good things, it feels good. It makes you feel happier. It makes you feel just good. And that feeling in and of itself is a gift, is something to look forward to. Like now I'm trying to train myself to just I'm trying to train myself to just look forward to imagining every day. Look forward to daydreaming. Before I go to bed, look forward to something to daydream about, because I never daydreamed. I've always been an anxious person. If I'm daydreaming, it's about the worst possible outcome, or it's about something stressful. But nowadays I'm trying to train myself to be excited to daydream good things and daydream new possibilities and just expand my inner world in that way. And I encourage you to do the same as well, because I don't know, I just feel like it's something new, it's something fresh. We're going into a new year. It's something that can help to develop who you are and really just grow in the right direction. Try this out and let me know what you think. You can join our private group chat, Club L, the Love Club. It's on Geneva. I'm going to put all those links down in the description. So definitely do that. Let's talk about it. I want to know your progress, because I'll be sharing my progress as well. And thank you for listening to this episode today. I'm so glad you could join me. I love you. My homie forever, my homie for life. I love you. Thank you for tapping in. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for sharing this space with me. Okay, bye.